Bunzerelly Show.
Of course, joining me, I got my co-host Khiim. Khiim, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm very excited about this, Khiim, because we both watched Shang-Chi, and I had some time to think about it, and then I got you coming fresh out of the theater, so it works out good because we got like the best of both worlds here.
Yeah.
So, what was your reaction to Shang-Chi when you saw it? How'd you feel about it?
One of my main feelings, it kind of brought us back to last week's conversation when we were talking about The Matrix, how we were hoping that it'd be like a standalone movie.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping with this, is that they weren't going to try and introduce a character to us and rush through of like how he's already been here through all these scenarios. Shang-Chi was kind of like its own story, you know?
It was, and even though it tied into the MCU at the end, but it started out like in the middle of nowhere, kind of zeroing in on its story.
Yeah.
What I really liked about it was the pacing of the exposition versus the action.
Yeah.
So what it is because it's a deep. Okay, so it compares itself to Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. So Captain Marvel, she comes out and she's like discovering the origins of her powers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're forward and you're back and you're forward and you're kind of a little lost. But Shang-Chi is just action. Like, boom, big. Because when I saw the trailers, my first assumption was like, okay, he's going to discover this past he had, who his dad is, and we're going to like have a montage of him learning martial arts, and he's become Shang-Chi. But no, on the bus, he just straight up, oh, I'm Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. And it was a grounded fight before you even get into the other stuff going on.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was a good choice, that they didn't go through the whole like becoming arc, of him becoming Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. He already was. He just was like on the low about it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like discover your past, learn about your family, kind of.
Yeah.
Learn the trade, learn the secret martial arts and stuff. But it wasn't that. It was just like he knew who he was. He was just and Katie, who I knew from the Raya of the Last Dragon movie.
Okay.
I picked up her voice like right away. I'm like, I know her from somewhere. I know her because obviously I have my young son. We watched Raya in the theater. I'm like, because her voice was so distinctive and her personality was so distinctive.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was cool because I loved her. I loved the part she played in the movie as far as like unraveling the mystery and being the person to like kind of get the exposition and everything.
Yeah.
But it made it fun. And he was fun. Like as far as like how they lined up character development, exposition, and we had these struggles watching the Disney Plus shows because they're very zeroed in on what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But this was I thought it was beautifully handled.
Yeah, definitely. It was very good to look at cinematography wise.
The stuff with the origin, the mother and the father when they first met.
Yeah.
And that scene like blew me away. Like that little like dance they did. And like he's like super powerful there to just like destroy Talo.
Yeah, Talo.
Yeah, it was like another Wakanda. It was like this hidden civilization that was like and you could believe it. Like, we don't know what's going on in the middle of Africa right now. The world's a huge place. So, like, these little hidden pockets of magic, especially, I mean, they made it very clear. It was very small. Yeah. It was like a town. It wasn't even, like, near Wakanda.
Yeah.
It was, so you have, like, this secret civilization. He discovers it. He's running these underground things. But the way they let you learn the story and then show you the action, learn the story, progress the movie. Like, we always talk about pacing.
Yeah.
And I think as far as the pacing went, it was, like, excellent.
I think so, too, except for once they actually got to that place, it kind of dragged a little to me.
Yeah, it did.
I think it could have been cut, like, 15 minutes.
At the end, it got a little, like, a standard Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Let's blow it away. CGI and we're exploring the town and we're learning the people. Maybe a bad mix there.
Yeah.
But I thought as far as like my whole approach going into the movie was like, because besides Black Widow, and Black Widow didn't get a fair shake for a couple reasons. She should have got the movie before she died.
Yeah, definitely.
What I'm saying? Instead of like this little in between story, like she deserved to have a movie a long time ago.
Yeah.
she's a solid character, and like almost like the MCU owed her better than that.
Yeah.
Than what she got. It's like, oh, here's a little side story of something happened in this little in between space before you died.
Yeah.
Okay. But I didn't take that as like Marvel's return to the movies. I took this as like, hey, Marvel's back. Marvel's, because my question was after Endgame is like, where's Marvel going from now?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh no, we're staying up here, because I thought they were going to come down and rest a little bit.
Yeah, and then
especially the way
up.
the TV shows were lining up. I thought they were going to like take a little breather, but they were like, nope, we're just staying up here. we're just going forward. And the universe is bigger.
Yeah,
and we're just gonna
keep going deeper into it.
Keep shooting up high.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel, it's gonna be the same thing. We're gonna shoot up, shoot for the stars.
Yeah,
but I liked the actual rings themselves were cool.
Yeah, the whole like power of them. Now it was funny because when we see Wong early in the movie, when they get to like that fighting arena, and you see Wong going against Abomination. Which I won't lie, I was kind of disappointed because the way the trailers were, I thought we were gonna see like a good fight between Shang-Chi and Abomination.
Yeah, it was almost like, because looking at it afterwards, I guess Wong sends him back to the raft, so he's in prison, and that's like his little. The theory is in Spider-Man, No Way Home, where Wong is heading out with the suitcases, like he's heading off to do his little fight hobby that he does with his buddy the Abomination. It is cool that they bring Abomination back in, like Star Wars. We say you got to take the good with the bad. Yeah, whatever mistakes you made, make the best out of it. Yeah. And at least it's like, hey, Abomination exists. So maybe I think he's slated to be in, like, I think Tim Roth is slated to play him in the She-Hulk series coming out on Disney Plus. At the end, like, we'll zip ahead and we'll zip back, but like even at the end where it's like there was some things that kind of the after credit scenes. It was like, because I first watched and I'm like, oh, there's Bruce Banner. And I'm like, oh, his arm's in a sling. I'm like, wait a minute. He's supposed to be Smart Hulk. Yeah. Okay. So the cool thing about that is that, like, I didn't catch it because it was all happening so fast. Yeah. There's a couple notes to that. Like, it was like, hey, the MCU is still in business. We're not, we're going to get small before we get big again. But no, we're not going to take away from, like, okay, all these people were in touch. Yeah. And we're still communicating. Like, we're still like the last line of defense for the planet. Yeah. Which makes sense realistically. But the fact that Bruce Banner is in Bruce Banner form, what it does is it's like, okay, now we know the next level for Bruce Banner is his next level. Yeah. Because Smart Hulk was cool, but how much more Smart Hulk we take? Yeah, honestly. We need either Savage Hulk or we need a Gray Hulk. Yeah. We need something. Now we can get excited because all of a sudden, like, his reveal in some movie he'll be that new Hulk. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Captain Marvel being involved, and who else? Wakanda being involved, which is great because I'm very curious how they're going to handle that Black Panther thing. Yeah, definitely. With the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Like, are they gonna do it in like, kind of like a real time thing? Like, are they gonna say he suddenly passed, or they're gonna acknowledge that kind of thing? Yeah.
Yeah. How are they gonna do it in the movie? Like, how does he pass in the movies?
Yeah. Or they acknowledge it, but even when they did when we watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Like, Wakanda never stepped out. Like, Wakanda's always been in the picture. Yeah. And they're interesting. And even this civilization, I got to look them up again because it's still new to me, but Talo. Yeah, Talo. It's like, where do they fall into place? Yeah. Into the big picture. I also like Wong being involved.
Yeah, I was going back to that. That was seeing Wong and then seeing how the rings, like how they played an effect. It reminded me instantly of like when Doctor Strange is doing his magic. What I mean? The movement of the rings themselves and how the spells that Doctor Strange casts kind of move just like the rings. So it wasn't that much of a surprise at the end that Wong brings him there and they're like trying to decipher like, what is this? These aren't artifacts that I know of.
It's almost like Wong and Doctor Strange have a magical version of what Iron Man does. And they're just like swiping.
Yeah.
They're swiping magical elements across and they're swirling them around.
Bringing up blueprints and all that.
Yeah, it's like a magical Tony Stark kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was like the implications, but you know what? I like that part at the end because, like, hey, the implications of what's going on are big, but let's bring it back and keep Shang-Chi silly. You know, I think Katie is a big part of his character.
Yeah, definitely.
I like her.
Definitely.
And it's even like, you know, there's like jokes like, is there a romance or not a romance? It's like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
It's just, I just like that. It makes, it's for a mysterious character, we get to at least know like 10 years of him.
Yeah.
Like whatever facade he's going as now is Sean. I like Katie saying, so you're Shang-Chi and he went as Sean. But it's like, I like that. Like, there was that part. She helped his character development.
Yeah.
Kind of like catches up on what he's doing now, and then he'll explain to her what he was doing before.
Yeah.
And then it got dark at sometimes because I didn't realize it was going to take a turn where like he actually did go kill the dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when he made that confession because I was like, okay, I'm running my no, I had the capability to be a bad dude.
Yeah.
It makes him a richer character.
Yeah, he's running from himself.
There's another thing about his power level with the rings. So it's kind of cool because the first fight was grounded. It was very just Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Straightforward
karate, martial arts. It was awesome. Like awesomely choreographed.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. And then all of a sudden you're OP'd with your rings. But what it does for Shang-Chi is he could, because my feeling of it that will keep him balanced is because of the connection to his father, he's probably going to want to avoid the rings. But so you could put him in that low level situation, or if he gets in that big kind of Thanos situation, he's like, well, got to put the rings on.
Yeah.
But it's not like, it'll be like I think his struggle will be like, okay, I have to do this. I don't want to do this because he knows. I mean, they always, even, I don't know if it's purposely or not, but they kind of set up like, you know, I know with these rings, I feel like he thought the rings drove his dad crazy.
Yeah.
Or his rings consumed his dad.
Yeah.
You know,
he blamed the rings for the falling of their family, basically.
And even like the stuff where the dad was kind of fooled by the demon. And I'll tell you the truth, when they were saying demon, I thought Mephisto was coming, and I wasn't looking for him.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about him. And there's like this ancient demon. I see horns. I'm like, is this it? Is that we're doing this now? They almost have to do it now.
Yeah. I almost want to say that the rings had to have some sort of like possessive power or like intoxication. Like, I don't know, because I was just sitting there watching and like everybody's telling him don't do it, it's a trick, and he's just like, no, that's really my wife. I'm just like, it's got to be some kind of like controlling or like.
I think the rings were like a conduit. I think the way I recollect it was like because because he took the rings off when he fell in love with his wife.
Yeah.
And they left the town together. And then it was like when she died, he just went to them like a safety blanket.
Yeah.
And he just went back into his 10 rings and the consumption of power that he got lost in that. So, but I think because the rings were a conduit, whatever that demon was able to reach out to him because he was kind of.
And I also kind of feel like that's where he's drawing his power from, is that same energy as that demon. Because you notice the rings were like blue when he has them, but when Shang-Chi gets them, they turn like the same color as that dragon spirit or guardian, you know?
Yeah, so it's almost like a conduit for like whatever you're leaning into maybe.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And like even they did the little breakaway scene and she's like, you have the heart of the guardian dragon or whatever. So
yeah.
he has some like kind of spiritual connection to that. So I think maybe his father is more connected to those other creatures, or that was the kind of vibe I got off of it.
Yeah, and you know what? I liked. You know what scene hit me was like. It was almost like a fast track of the Luke, Darth Vader kind of thing. Was where the father died, and in that, like in a split second, like he knew he messed up.
Yeah.
He like in that 1 second where the demons possessed him, he knew he messed up. He relinquished the power to his son, and there was a moment of understanding.
Yeah.
And it was like I said, it was a fast track of that Luke Darth Vader thing where it was like, you know, in that moment there's so much unsaid that's being said.
being said, yeah.
And it's just and I kind of get how Shang-Chi, like, how he was able to control the ring so fast because they show, because also his mother's involved. Like there was this magic he learned, he was connected with, and also being from his mother from that town and from his father, it's like he's a combination of two different powers.
Yeah.
So it's like
it was inevitable.
Yeah, and it was inevitable. He'd be like the super mix.
Yeah.
So then there's his sister taking over the 10 rings, which I kind of like because it's like they made their peace and everything, but that's going to happen. So it's like, how much is that the sequel of Shang-Chi, or does that pop up somewhere else? But I almost rather it would pop up somewhere else, move Shang-Chi in a different direction. Yeah. It's cool. I like her, but it's like, it's almost because they set that up, I'd rather us just split that off. Yeah. As far as I feel. It's like, why make the inevitable happen?
Yeah.
Make her a little voice in something else. I also...
Oh, what about the Mandarin?
Oh, you talk about Ben Kingsley, the fake Mandarin.
Yeah, the fake Mandarin.
That was a funny thing. So I'll tell you the thing. So there got to a point where I had to go to the bathroom and I heard something growl. And I'm like, okay, they're going to go fight something. So let me run to the restroom real quick. And I came back and I see Ben Kingsley sitting there. I'm like, I missed the whole Ben Kingsley thing. Luckily, I caught up on YouTube and I catch the gist that he was caught. You got to watch that Marvel thing. They did like a little thing where he gets broken out of prison.
Okay.
But the prisoners are like, hey, can you do it? Can you do it? And he puts glasses on. He goes, and you'll never see me coming. And he does like the Mandarin impression. And it was like, but yeah, I liked him, and I liked them like kind of reconciling. Even Shang-Chi's father, it was like, he made the joke of like the Mandarin and
pretending to be me, and
so they kind of reconciled a little flaw of like how the Mandarin was a joke in Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And Ben Kingsley's just cool and entertaining. So it was nice having him as that comedy thing
relief,
and everything.
Yeah, comic relief.
Yeah. The comic relief was enough where but the stakes were always high, so it was cool.
What do you think about the mythic world? I think it was cool to see all like the different creatures and stuff.
The one, in Talo, like that.
Talo,
yeah, that was cool. That was like, it was like Wakanda was like this hidden civilization, and these hidden, like these other hidden magics.
Yeah, I think it was cool because those are actual like those are same way like how here in the States we have like Bigfoot and all that. Those are actual like mythic creatures that they say exist over there and stuff.
Well, because like Marvel can't constrain themselves from like the rules of the Infinity Stones. It's got to be bigger than that because the Infinity thing's over.
Yeah.
So you got to make these little pockets of magic and these multiverses and these other things.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, and you got Captain Marvel with the outer space stuff, and you got Doctor Strange with the multiverse, and it's you got to keep these pockets so you can lean into them when you need them, and you're setting up bigger origins for other things.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going on. It's like they're just digging into these pockets, and they're like, I still don't know what the next big event is that draws all these guys in.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know that Don Cheadle is supposed to do something called Armor Wars.
Okay.
Which is supposed to be like a spin-off of the Iron Man thing, and it's going to be like a cap, where's Don Cheadle? Because I would like to see War Machine take up the Iron Man mantle. Yeah. At least like the presence of the Iron Suit.
Yeah.
Because you got War Machine, you got our new Captain America, you got Scarlet Witch kind of hanging out there. So you're kind of like zipping up for these new Avengers. Yeah. I also saw Hawkeye, and I was toying about doing a show because I'm like, I didn't know it was happening this week. And I was like, well, Hawkeye launched. I watched it. I didn't give it a fair shake because it didn't blow my mind. Yeah. But the other thing is it's not selling itself as anything. Yeah. Kind of like WandaVision, we thought these things were going to happen. Falcon's like, okay, we know where we're going, so we're not disinterested. But this Hawkeye thing, there's zero expectations because we don't know but it's Haley Steinfeld from the Bumblebee movie. Yeah. I made a joke. I thought Logan was the first one we did. The first show we did together was Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's Haley Steinfeld. Yeah. So I'm like, and I kind of read up on her character, and I guess she just happens to be a different archer that takes up the mantle of Hawkeye. Whether that's going to come to pass or go. What I was excited about the Hawkeye thing was, what I didn't expect when I watched it again was they're bringing the Ronin stuff back into play. Yeah. So they're not just letting that slide like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
Definitely.
So how much do they delve? I mean, it looks like they're keeping it very loosey-goosey and fun, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you watch these things, like, what are you expecting to happen? So it's like there could be development, there can't be development, but it's just, a lot of cool stuff down the road. So
yeah, I think at this point, every part's playing a pretty key role. I don't think they're doing anything just for no reason, whether it's a serious tone or a more whimsical tone. It seems like no matter what, it's gonna have like it adds to the story.
I tell you, one thing that keeps popping in my head. And somebody else wrote in the article, so I want to give credit where credit's due, but it's a White Vision. Because he's still floating out there.
Yeah, he's still out there.
They thought Armor Wars might be a good place to bring him back, because if it's Tony Stark legacy based, he's part of Tony Stark's legacy.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to see, because I have when he comes back into play, where's he at?
Yeah.
Like, that's like a little wild card out there.
He's somewhere just really thinking about the ship of Theseus.
Yeah, but if the wood rots, it's like,
that's where he is. He's just really thinking about that conversation.
Because I still don't know where he stands on Wanda. He just jetted off. So it's like, does he has the data, but does he know love? Does he know the experience? Is he going to be like just straight up? Is he going to be straight up cold to her?
Yeah.
Not on purpose, but just because he's just a colder version of Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some curious things. But that's the cool thing about all these storylines. They're all going out here, and here. When they all wind down together, or when they might wind over here, and they might wind over here. These are the exciting things happening.
Yeah.
So it's like after Endgame, the bar was hit so high. So where do you go from there? But at least like now, like you see Shang-Chi, and it's like, no, the trajectory is still big.
Yeah.
It's still event based. There's going to be something else happening. So it's cool stuff to see.
You think maybe it'll come back to King the Conqueror?
Actually, just from reading, I think that actor is slated to be in Ant-Man 3.
Okay.
It's supposed to be Quantumania. Now, I don't know if that's his debut, because I can't just see him setting him up like that. All of a sudden, he's just a bad guy in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So that might just be his debut, and all of a sudden, he be like his Thanos debut.
Yeah.
Like, and all of a sudden, he starts. Maybe it is zeroing down to be King.
Yeah.
Especially with Doctor Strange doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Spider-Man stuff isn't going to be Doctor Strange. Like, Doctor Strange is going to kind of grasp on it, but he's really going to explore it in his movie.
Yeah.
With Wanda, which is also I'm excited to see once again.
Yeah.
I rewatched WandaVision like 2 nights ago, and I'm like, I cannot wait to see this Wanda with Doctor Strange.
Honestly,
to see her like just OP'd, like knowing what she's doing, because she's supposed to be more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
So I like to see that, and I like to see if Doctor Strange acknowledges, like, oh, you are the Scarlet Witch. I didn't notice in Endgame. Things like that. Those kind of conversations and thoughts.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Shang-Chi come back in Doctor Strange either. I think he's gonna have like a lot of back and forth with them.
I'm kind of curious if like his rings are taking him in another direction. They're very good at mapping out stuff.
Yeah.
So do they map out a little bit of a tree?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did they say, like, okay, we're going to get this storyline started, we get this storyline started, and then we all come loop back around.
Yeah.
We got, 10 years, we got this one. 10 years, we got that one. Maybe it's a bigger version of what they were doing before.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
maybe they're just setting, because now it's really sprawling out.
Yeah.
The stuff going on with Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't really touching on the stuff happening with WandaVision.
Yeah.
And once again, Spider-Man might be having his Endgame. We still don't know. We don't know if Spider-Man is going to tie back in or not.
Yeah.
That might be his grand finale, which I'm almost hoping for.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking that's like, let's get it while it's good. Let's finish the trilogy tight and give like Spider-Man that grand finale before he does whatever he's going to do. But I don't,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But all in all, like I said, I'm excited about the things coming up, and everything is looking really good. But of course, I want to thank Khiim for being here. Always a pleasure, buddy.
No problem.
And we will see you guys